From London to Tokyo and from the Middle East to Africa, who's the biggest superstar in the world? Well, it's not Brad Pitt, not Tom Cruise, it is Shahrukh Khan. It's a pleasure having you in the capital. Always nice seeing you. First up, we know that you don't mince your words. This quote that I just quoted from Time magazine, do you actually believe you are the biggest superstar in the world?
No, I don't think so. But I think success, and in my case, because film people are called stars, so I would equate success to stardom. I think it's a state of mind. I have to wake up every morning thinking that I am a big star. A lot of success has been given to me and I don't deserve it, so I need to work harder to deserve it. So yes, I do believe I'm a big star. I do believe I've been very lucky. I do believe much more has been given to me than I deserve, and I also do believe very strongly that I have to work much harder than I did 20 years ago.
Okay, and I remember 6 months ago I asked you in a press conference, about social networking and Twitter. You said I'm a very unsocial person by nature. And now Shahrukh Khan is just on Twitter. Your fans are, just reaching out to you, speaking to you on Twitter. How much is networking now in your system?
I don't know. Is Twitter part of networking? I'm not really networking. I just write a few thoughts because one night I was sitting with Karan and he said, Bhai, you should be on Twitter. So I said, okay, let's do it. And I did it, and then suddenly I had 9,000 people replying back, and I felt very responsible. I'm like, oh, there's so many people who are replying back to me. So I'm more than more than being a social person, I'm just very well mannered. And also it's a nice place that I can kind of talk about things which I want to, and not talk about things which I don't want to, and they're written in the way I've said it. Of course, even when I've said them, they are misinterpreted sometimes, but that's okay. At least I know what I meant, and the people who are reading it know what I mean, and it's only 140 words, so it stops me from verbal diarrhea.
You wrote about Ra.One on Twitter. You said that you have to wear a superhero suit, which even prevents you from going to the loo and using the loo. Is that true? How difficult is it?
No, it's not. It doesn't prevent me from going to the loo, but it's very hot and very difficult to wear. And it's very stressful. I think Arjun's been wearing a costume, and there's another few characters who wear costumes, and we've all lost a couple of kgs. I've lost, I think, 2.5 kgs in the last 10 days, and I still have another 7-8 days of work.
Like Indian audiences have seen superhero movies before, like Iron Man being the latest, Iron Man 2, Spider-Man. They are big movies with huge budgets, big special effects. Are you planning the same with your movie, the quality?
I hope so. I loved what Mr. Rakesh Roshan and Hrithik did with Krish, but we've not had a superhero flying the streets of Delhi and Mumbai. So I want to do that. Why should it always be that it's in Manhattan or in China or in Japan? Why isn't it in Qutub Minar or Taj Mahal or the Chhatrapati Shivaji railway station? So I wanted to create a very Indian superhero without going into mythology, but somehow it does sound mythological. The bad guy is called Ra.One actually. The good guy is called G1. G_ONE. So I play the good guy.
Right, let's talk cricket then. Your thoughts on our performance at the T20 World Cup? There were reports that there were comments that maybe we were partying too much. That's why the team lost. Do you think so?
1983 was the last time we won a World Cup in the 50-over match. We are the number 1, number 2 test side. We've been going on between these two spaces, number 1 and number 2. And in T20 we won it once. So if I start from 1983 when we won a world championship to 2010, so have we lost because we've been partying for so many years? Why did we lose? Why haven't we won more often then? So is it every time that we are partying? So why are we taking that as a reason? And so it's a, how do you say, from the outside, as an audience, because I don't know much about how a sport is played or what goes into it. I've always said I don't think any sports person in any field, whether it's, if I can call it sports, whether it's Vishwanathan Anand, whether it is Dhoni, whether it is Bhaichand, whether it is the young ladies who are playing the world, nobody wants to lose when they go and play there. And nobody is disrespectful for the job that has made them and defined them. But you lose in sports. One team is going to lose. So I think we just overreact to it at times. Of course, if there are some problems with the players, they should look into it, do whatever. There's too many organizations already talking about it and doing it. But I don't think that could be the reason. I mean, you have to take sports as something. See, I belong to Kolkata Knight Riders. We've been losing for 3 years. I can't say they're losing because I party too much.
Disappointed with KKR, with the Kolkata Knight Riders?
I am a believer of sports, that sports teaches you how to lose and not be losers. I'm not about sports teaches you how to win. So when I teach my kids sports, I tell them, I'm getting you ready to lose and still not become losers. So if I was disappointed in KKR or in Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani, then I'm a loser. And that I'm not. I'm not a loser. I know how to lose, but I'm not a loser.
Right, last question to end this up. You know, the past 1.5 years when you've done lesser movies, there's been a lot of tension around Shahrukh Khan. Maybe it's Salman Khan, maybe, you know, the verbal duos with Amir Khan, the Shiv Sena, you know, targeting your movie. Is it getting increasingly, you know, lonely at the top? Would you think so?
The only two things that matter to me in my life is the time I spend with my family and the time I spend making a movie. I don't know which was the third thing that I ever did in my life. It's been 20 years, I'm 44. So since I've started acting, I really don't know which is the third thing I've done with so much passion. I love my family. In between these two spaces, I find nothing else can even get in edgeways. So because it doesn't, I guess it's a choice I've made to be with only two things. And these two things never give me an opportunity to think that I'm lonely. I think it's my life is full. It's not lonely at the top. It's just absolutely wonderful at the top.
Okay, Shahrukh Khan, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.